Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. Hi, hi, hi.
Hi, hi, hi. It is so wonderful for us to connect together again, and always in the spirit of kindness. Rosetta and I want to set the tone for our conversation with you today. So, if you're looking for conscious women who want to talk about life, what's going on, the good, the not so good, and the oh my God, we're your girls.
Yes, we are. Thank you for that. And just to let you know that we really appreciate you returning if you are a fan of ours. And if you are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. And we like to start because we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat over tea. We are going to talk about the teas that we're drinking. I'm drinking a tea today from the company. I've had this tea before and I like it. It is from a company called Herbal Cup Ayurveda Tea Anti-Stress, and it includes very small ingredients list. I'm going to read it out. It includes this is amazing. Licorice root, chamomile flower, hibiscus flower, fennel seeds, tulsi leaves, coriander seeds, ginger root, linden flowers, ashwagandha root, spearmint leaves, um, valerian root, lavender flower, skullcap
Wow.
leaves, and clove buds. Wow, that's a lot of ingredients.
Wow.
And yeah, but my first and foremost ingredient on there is licorice root, which I love.
That's
And
right.
this is what it looks like. There you go. All
Okay.
right. And what are you drinking today, Gloria?
Okay. I thought we were cheering, but we're going to save the
Well,
cheer.
we're
You're
going
not
to
going
do
to
it
believe
differently and
this.
wait for you to tell everyone
I,
what you're drinking.
yes, I am also drinking a tea by Herbal Cup.
Oh, wow. What a
Uh,
coincidence.
this never happens where we drink the same tea. And this is also Ayurvedic, which is a ancient system of holistic medicine originating in India 5,000 years ago. The ingredients of my tea is it is a proprietary blend, elderberry fruit, echinacea whole plant parts, tulsi leaves, ginger root, hibiscus flower, and what's the magic ingredient? Licorice root. Yes,
Licorice
yes,
root.
yes. So this is immunity with superfoods, elderberry tea. That's what I'm
Fantastic.
drinking today.
All right.
So,
So cheers.
cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers.
everyone. Oh, yummy. I can taste the licorice root.
This is really weird. Okay. I'm looking like what's happening. So I'm sitting still and my video is pushing me forward and backwards. I'm like, I'm not moving. It's one of those days, everyone. So let's get started. We also always want you to know that even in our discussions, we will be compassionate to one another. We always like to start out offering prayers to the universe because universally, we believe if we all learn to love each other, we will learn how to live together and bring peace throughout the planets, the worlds, everywhere. So, with that as our focus, let's get started. Today is lots of national days. The one I selected is called National Purple Up Day. And this is where people observe and honor military children for the strength and sacrifices. People are encouraged to wear purple, symbolizing all branches of the armed forces, and to show support for military, um, particularly schools and communities. That's because children of uh, armed forces travel a lot because wherever dad or mom is sent, that's where the family has to move. So we thank you, little ones, for your service.
Yes, and I'm wearing purple. You see that?
Woohoo!
Purple
It's
in
a good
support of
purple
Purple
day.
Day. I'm going to be
Yes.
talking about National Glazed Spiral Ham Day. Did you know that in 1952, the Detroit, Michigan, there was one entrepreneur and he patented not only his spiral slicer, but the ham glaze as well in 1952. This
Wow.
innovation made it possible for the entire bone in ham to be sliced in one continuous, even spiral. And the result was not only perfect for baking, but also serving too. In 1957, um, another company called Hoseller founded the Honey Baked Ham Company. And in 1981, the patent expired, so many companies were able to offer and name their ham glazed spiral ham. So that is your spiral ham. Do you like eating ham? When do you eat ham? Is it only on holidays like Thanksgiving or Christmas, or do you just eat it whenever? I love spiral ham. We used to get spiral ham from Honey Baked many, many moons ago, but they have just become so expensive
So expensive.
that we
Hmm.
haven't even bothered. We just go to like maybe Costco and buy our spiral ham, or Whole Foods have spiral ham. There's many places you can now buy spiral ham. So it's cheaper version, but there are some people that swear that they have to get their spiral ham from the Honey Baked Ham Company, and I don't know why, because I think it just tastes just as good from anywhere else.
I agree. That price tag turned me off. I could not believe it. And where I live, it's only open on holidays. Now I know in San Jose, there's one off of, I think, Winchester, and it's open all
Yes,
year long.
yes,
However, I agree. The price is crazy.
crazy. We have
Yes.
today for birthdays, April the 15th. One of the more famous ones is a lady called Emma Thompson. She is an
Oh,
actress and she's British. And you may know her from some of her famous shows and movies. She's done so many, but just to name a few, The Bridget Jones Diary, Dead of Winter. If you have not seen that movie, oh my God, you have to see it. It is so good. Then we have Matilda. I love Matilda. She was amazing in that. And then the other one is Cruella. So those are just some of
mm.
her very, very short number of her movies. And she's done so many that I could not name them all. So that's your birthday today.
All right. That is really wonderful. And we are going to flip it up a little bit and talk about space. Every time I say space, my ears say the final frontier,
Yes.
the enterprise, space, the final frontier. These are the days of the Starship Enterprise. I'm an Enterprise girl. Love me some Mr. Spock. So on April 1st, Artemis II took off to do a special loop around the moon, the furthest humankind has ever traveled. The crew, there were four members, three men, one woman, did a fabulous, fabulous job. And since they've been back, people have been having them sort of like debrief in public so people can hear what their experience was. And for me, the takeaway has been the connectivity. Now, granted, it's a small space, so you're going to be calm, you're going to become friends, you're going to become, compadres because there's no room to be going, talk to the hand, go away. So they shared how close they've become. They shared how wonderful the experience has been for them. Um, when they took pictures and sent the pictures back, they're breathtaking. And a lot of them are like their iPhones, and then they have the Nikon D50s. I cannot wait until they do like a documentary and really share with us what they saw. So one step for mankind, one small step for mankind, one large step for the universe and for all human beings all over the world. They did a fabulous job. They became very emotional talking about the connection that they now feel for each other. So I think that's a blessing. Job well done.
Yeah, and they were there for almost 10 days. So it was just
Yes.
them. So that was amazing. And the crew right now, they are beginning their post-flight reconditioning because when you've
Yes.
been there so long. And then also they will have medical and human performance evaluations and lunar science debriefs. Now, the pictures they took, I think we mentioned last time, they're going to be for National Geographic.
Yes.
I'm going to put a link in the description below for this mission, and you can see all the images because there is a page and it's going to be a link. So if you want to see many of the images, check out
Yes.
the link below.
Yes. All right.
All right. Well, I have a story here now that we haven't talked about, but it has been in the news because it is about a missing woman in the Bahamas. She is Lynette Hooker, the wife of Brian Hooker, and she was reportedly missing in the Bahamas after going overboard on a dinghy. Now, this is what happened. Lynette, 55, she's been missing, and what happened was this is the recollection of the events that took place. She and Brian, they departed Hopetown on the Abaco Island from their yacht, and in Elbow Cay around 7:30 on the 4th of April, bad weather struck and it caused Lynette to fall overboard from their yacht. On the 8th of April, Brian Hooker was arrested. Now, usually what happens when any spouse goes missing, like a woman, who's the first person they always like have an idea, they think
Yes.
it's the spouse, right? The husband or the wife. So
Absolutely.
Brian was arrested on the 8th and he actually was released. And he said, this is from his words, he'll stay in the Bahamas until his visa runs out. And he said, my only focus is to go back on the boat and then hire or beg people to help me go find some areas to search. Now, Lynette's mother said that she tells the reporters that she said both Brian and Lynette had a vulnerable relationship. So we're not really sure what that means, but we're thinking maybe they had some like unstable relationship. But from all the news and reports that I've been seeing, it's kind of hard to tell exactly. But from what I'm gathering, I'm thinking she's gone because she fell overboard. So I don't know how they're going to find her because it's been how many days since she's gone. I mean, I don't know how rough the seas are there. I don't know really. I mean, he's really still hoping that he can find her and try and get someone. And he said she basically bounced off the dinghy in the middle of the blow. She had spare dinghy keys in her dry bag, which was with her, and I don't know. He doesn't really know. We don't know. So we're going to keep an update on that. But I don't know. You have anything else to say about this, Gloria?
Well, she disappeared on the 4th. Today's the 15th, so tax day, get your taxes done. So it's been 11 days since she disappeared. In addition to the mom saying that they had a volatile relationship, their daughter has also spoken out, and she said that mom and dad fought a lot.
Hmm.
Okay, so we got that going on. In addition, I believe there's more to come because like Rosetta said, he goes, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving until I find Lynette. He left. He says that the reason he left was because his mom is seriously ill. So he came back to the States. What the authorities are saying is that they have a mutual agreement between countries that if they need him back, that the United States will send him back. That is yet to be seen. Um, I just think it's really sad, irregardless, because, I kept thinking, okay, she had the keys. How did she have the keys? And then you just said a backpack. And I'm like, why would you put your keys in a backpack?
Yeah, she had it on her. What did I say? She had it on her, I guess in a bag or something. I'm not really sure what
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
yeah. So she had some back. However, why would you take the keys out of the ignition on a yacht that is volatile based on the weather?
Yeah.
I think we're going to hear more about this. My husband, he has his own opinion, and he's like, no, 1 plus 4 is not 2. So Rosetta and I will keep an eye, and we will let you know what turns out.
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay. So have you all started noticing that there's this little thing going on in, I can only speak of the United States, I don't know about the world. However, there are now additional surcharges to certain purchases. What I mean by that is, I'll give you an example. So I went into a store, Philzy Coffee, and I wanted to buy some coffee. So I take my money out to pay for the coffee, and they don't take cash. So then I had another experience where I was making a purchase, and it was, a substantial purchase, over $100. So, I like to have some proof that I paid the person. So initially said, I'll give you a check. We don't take checks. I said, okay, what about a certified check? Oh, no, we do not take certified checks. And I'm like, okay, so you'll take a credit card. Oh, of course, with a 3% surcharge. So that made me start looking around because, due to recent international conflicts, we have a problem with fuel prices right now. They're going through the roof. So I've started like looking now at receipts, and Amazon, UPS, FedEx, and US Postal have increased fuel surcharges ranging from 3.5% to 8% due to the high fuel costs. And I thought, let me just put it in something that we all can relate to. Say you go to lunch and lunch is $29. Lunch used to be $10. Those days are gone. And they will now charge you a surcharge of 3%. So you would get an additional 87-cent charge. It's like, and they're not even really talking to you about it. They're just putting it on the receipt. So my suggestion is start looking closely at your receipts. Like back in the day, there would be times you would go to lunch with a group of people and say you were 6, and then there were 8 of you. They would just put the tip in the bill before they gave it to you, but they didn't necessarily tell you. So they would pull a tip, and then you all would go, oh, great service, and you would give them a tip. So double tips. So surcharges are on the rise.
Well, you know, I even pre-pandemic, I had been seeing a lot of businesses charging you a surcharge if you use credit card. Now, what I noticed was it was a lot of not trying to like exclude other businesses, but I noticed that more of the Asian like businesses said if you use credit card, they will charge you whatever surcharge. If you use cash, there was no surcharge. So a lot of times I would make sure I would have cash. Now,
Right.
I don't know if this is illegal or not, but I don't know why, because as part of a business, that surcharge is being charged from the merchant services. So
Yes.
I'm thinking that should be part of your business expense. So you really shouldn't have
Yes.
to charge that to your customers. And that goes to me thinking about, have you ever noticed there are some gas stations, they will put two prices, one price if you pay cash and one price if you pay credit card. Now,
Right.
and also a couple of times I've been to gas stations and I've noticed the price and I'm like, okay, this is the price. But afterwards, when when you go in, get the lever to the pump
Yes.
lever to start pumping, you hit
Yes.
like 87, 89. It's a different
Right.
price, right? So you're thinking,
Right.
why is there a different price than what they're advertising on the board?
Right.
So I noticed that they don't tell you this, but that board price is slightly lower. It's the cash price. So there are some gas stations that do put the two prices, cash or credit card, and some don't. So they get you on that. But
Yes.
I just feel that that should be part of your business. If you own a business, you know you're going to have to pay merchant services. So just eat that because that's how I find that kind of unfair to charge that onto your customers.
Yeah. I think it's also unfair if your customers come with cash and you do this crap that you don't take cash. And it's like a certified check. I'm like, okay, you don't want a personal check. I'll just get you a that is guaranteed money.
Yeah, I
That
don't
you
understand
don't have,
why
there's
people.
no hold.
I thought cash was king. I guess not in some businesses. I think they
Yeah.
prefer, well, what I'm thinking is they'd rather not deal with having, cash in hand in case they get mugged or something or someone comes in. So they might
Yes.
as well,
Or their
keep.
stores are open late at night kind of
Yes.
thing.
Or
They
they
don't
don't
want their
even want to deal with
employees.
going to the bank because if you have cash, you're going to have to go to the bank every day, get change and fuss with all that, and they're not bothered. So credit card is easier. But either way, I don't know. What do people
But
think? You're watching.
yes,
What do you think? We want you to
comment
chime in.
below.
Do you think as a business they should just pay their own surcharge for the credit cards, merchant services, because that's part of the business? What do you think?
Yes. And also, say merchant service A is charging 3% and merchant service B is either not charging or 1%, fire A and go to B. Use them as they use us. Don't just sit there and ride it out.
I know exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, the things we have to deal with nowadays as being humans, right?
Hmm.
Okay,
It's
now I
rough.
have a story that shouldn't surprise you, but it may surprise some people, and it's very scary for parents and for anyone, because my story is going to be talking about how nowadays there are younger and younger hackers. And what I'm talking about is hackers online. Now, there's a story going around talking about games and teenage hacking. And what they're talking about is there's a platform called Roblox. I don't know if you've heard of it, but I've heard of it. And it's a training ground for teenagers who are very tech savvy and vulnerable to become cyber criminals. Now, these hackers are very young, impressionable, and some are now doing serious jail time. Now, all you parents, listen up. Here's a story. There's a guy by the name of Matthew Lane. He's a young kid. Shortly after high school, he helped launch what's called the biggest cyber attack in US education history. He hacked something called Power School. Now, you may not have heard this, but it is a student teacher portal used by 80% of school districts across Northern America. The company paid millions in ransom, hoping to recover what Matthew and an accomplice compromised, the sensitive information of 60 million students. Now, the company said the reason they decided to pay this ransom was because it was in the best interest of the customers. Now, Matthew is 20 years old, and he's reported this to the he did an interview a couple of days before he was reported to federal prison, and he got a sentence of 4 years, a 4 year sentencing. Now, he said he's so thankful that he got caught because if he had never got caught, he said he would never have stopped hacking. Here's another story that I got. A 17-year-old in Wisconsin um, was doing this as a hobby, and he targeted 60,000 accounts on the sports betting platform called DraftKings. And he was sentenced to 18 months behind bars. Another teenager sold millions of cryptocurrency, turning it into cash, which was sent to him at his parents' home. He served 27 months in prison and now dedicates his life into making sure others don't do the same. Now, what I'm talking about is how easy, if your child is very savvy, it is very easy for them to get coerced into helping people to hack into things. What happens is that you get adults who are pretending to be players on certain gaming sites, and they're actually the reason why they're on this gaming sites is because they're trying to see who the good players are. And what they do is they target those good players and then they pretend they're another player of the same age, around about the same age, and they confront them into asking them to help them hack into different things like cryptocurrencies and different platforms. Now, because of this Matthew case that he used the platform Roblox, Roblox is saying that they now have cutting edge anti cheat systems and they hide several young people who now work for them at Roblox. And they're searching their systems and they will roll out new protections for users under 16, including a new system and a new platform called Roblox Kids with technology that verifies their age. So, what I'm trying to say is that parents, we have to be really careful of what our kids are doing online. I know this is a very small percentage, but we don't know because there could be a lot of young kids that are really tech savvy because you see all these gamers online and they're really, really, oh my God, they're so smart and really tech savvy. I mean, I'm surprised that there's not more incidents of people doing bigger hacks and doing other things that are huge. But I'm just blown away that they can actually do this through the platform of Roblox because that's like, you hear every young kid playing Roblox. You never know what's happening. So parents, please be mindful and know what your kids are doing. And it's kind of scary to hear all this.
Yeah, that's very true. And like you said, Matthew is serving a 4 year sentence. He was 19 when all of this went down. And just imagine 60 million children in the education system in that area and 10 million teachers. I mean, nationwide last year. And what's really, really sad is that he doesn't think he would have stopped. He thinks he would still be hacking today if the FBI had not gotten wind of what he was doing and then they put him in jail. Now he's got 4 years, but the other two kids that you talked about, they are like under 3 years. And I'm like, I don't know how they're coming up with the classification yet. If you are going to make a game out of destroying someone's life, I think the punishment should fit the crime. And I don't think age should play an issue. If you are bad enough to do the crime, you should be bad enough to do the sentence. Matthew also said that he knew what he was doing was really wrong. And he's recommending to parents that they need to understand what their kids are doing when they're on these computers. He says that they need to know because most kids are just born techie smart. I have a brand new little grandbaby, and she is techie smart. She don't even know what she's doing, and she does things. It's just very intuitive. She grabs a phone and her little fingers start moving, and I thought, oh my God, oh my God. Matthew says he's very happy he got caught because he thinks that not just the fact that he is autistic, because he says, I have autism. He thinks that the gaming environment is addictive. So once you start playing the games, it becomes very addictive. I've also heard, and we're going to do a little bit more research, that they are looking at gamers to train to become air traffic controllers because you got to be able to do lots of things all at the same time. And gamers have the ability to do that. So we'll keep working on this. But, next time you walk by your child's room and you say, what are you doing? Go inside. Say, show me what you're doing. Because it's very, very dangerous what could happen to your child.
Exactly. And the one guy who now is teaching, young kids to be aware of this, when he was getting, what was he doing? He was doing like cryptocurrency, millions on crypto, and he was getting paid through the mail.
Hmm.
He was getting just regular, well, mail inside envelopes, and his parents would get the mail, and the mother would just give it to him. She wouldn't even look
Right.
inside the mail to see what he was getting in the
What was
mail.
coming to him.
Right, what was coming to him, which is even more scary.
Yeah. Yeah. I know you don't want to infringe upon their privacy. Go old school like us. There is no privacy in my house. Everything you do is for me to view. So, what
I
you doing?
I wouldn't look inside the envelope, but I would actually say to my son, "What was in that package that you got?"
Yeah. Yeah, where did that package come from?
Yeah,
You know, tell mommy, what are you doing?
exactly.
It is also a wonderful time because we had shared with you that they were looking for the new inductees in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm happy to tell you that it's done. I'm so happy. Phil Collins, Billy Idol, Iron Maiden, Joy Division, New Order, Oasis, Sade, Luther Vandross, and Wu-Tang Clan. I think everyone's so excited about Wu-Tang Clan because, hip hop was never ever supposed to make it into the Hall of Fame. So we say congratulations to you all and good luck.
I'm surprised that Luther only got into it this time around. I thought he would have gone into it much earlier.
That's like, did you know? We're going to educate you all a little bit. Do you know Diana Ross never won a Grammy?
No, I had no idea.
As a matter of fact, I'm not sure. I know Aretha Franklin was up for a lot. I don't know if she ever. I mean, it's amazing to me, people that we go, oh, so and so, they, of course they won a Grammy. And then you go back and you're going, how can Diana Ross not have a Grammy?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. We just think that she has because she's so amazing. I mean, she's like
Yes, and
a
she is
legend.
yeah, she's expanded the test of time.
Yep,
She's still performing.
yep.
Amazing.
I don't know. Amazing. Yeah. What things we learn.
Yes, always.
Yep. So, have you noticed lately, well, not even lately, in the past like half a year, how much airfare has gone up? I can't even believe how, like, when I used to travel, because we live in Silicon Valley, it's so like quick just a hop away to go to like Vegas or LA or even
San
Arizona.
Diego.
San Diego, Arizona is only 3 hours away. And it's, a lot of airlines are charging more for their tickets now. But one airline, Southwest in particular, they were interviewed. And the CEO, from his mouth, said, I'm very proud of the fact that Southwest has everyday low pricing. We use our aircrafts more efficiently than anybody else, and that's a big key to being able to offer the low fares that we offer every single day. Now, I'm going to talk about this because I disagree. I've been traveling with Southwest for many, many years, from San Jose to Vegas, San Jose to LA, San Jose to San Diego. And back in the days, they used to be cheap. Now, this was before Southwest decided to do away with the 2 free baggages free. Prior to that, tickets were reasonably priced. That's why we went with them. A
Yeah.
lot of people went with Southwest because that was probably one of the very few airlines that had cheaper, and they also did not charge for baggages. Now,
Yes.
recently, I've been looking at airfares, and I went to Southwest because now they have this new thing called assigned seating. Now, you might have seen the commercials where everyone is jumping up and down and going woohoo for assigned seating and stuff. And you think it's going to be a great thing. Well, little did you know that they don't tell you this, but when I went to check out fares, just going from San Jose to Las Vegas, they do have basic airfares. Now, I have to say, even though it's basic, it is not as cheap as it used to be. Like where before you could get like under $100, like $48 is very cheap if you book like a year, like 8 months in advance. You can get like in the 60s, 70, $80. Well, what I saw
Mm-hmm.
was $255. Now, Southwest, they quote you one way only. Then you have to book for the return, and that's another fee. So 255 is basic, and that's one way going to Vegas. Coming back, it was $214. Now, then I'm thinking, okay, what does this basic include? Did you know that basic, I'm going to read to you exactly what basic is. It's a new standard seat assigned at check-in. So you can only get your seats assigned when you're at check-in. You're last aboard. So everyone else is going ahead of you, and you may or may not have room for your luggage. No cancellation fee, but you get 6 months flight credit from original ticketing date. Flight changes allowed, and you'll get fees for your checked baggage. Now, they give you a breakdown, and then underneath they say, well, you could get choice, which is another section, another level, but you have to pay additional $36. And this is what you get for
Mm-hmm.
choice. Everything in basic, but you also get to choose a standard seat at booking, and you get general boarding. If you choose choice, underneath they'll say, hey, if you pay another $80, you will get choice preferred. Now, what is choice preferred? It's everything you get in basic and choice, but now you get to choose preferred seating, any standard or any standard seat. And now you're in group 3 to 5 for boarding. You'll get a refundable ticket, priority lane and express lane, 100 times rapid rewards dollars. If you choose this choice preferred seating, underneath they go, well, hold on a minute. If you pay additional $40, you will get choice extra. Choice extra includes new choice extra legroom. Now you'll be new group 1 to 2 boarding, 2 free checked bags, and a premium drink. So I did this calculation, and for choice, which is above the basic, for round trip, so my basic round trip was 508.81 just from San Jose to Las Vegas. If I added extra and wanted to do choice, my airfare jumps to $725 round trip from
That
San
is
Jose.
affordable.
That's ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. And here is a CEO saying they're very proud of the fact that their Southwest has everyday low pricing. What is everyday low pricing? What does that mean to you? If this is not to me everyday low pricing. This is gouging you.
No,
It's
yeah,
gouging. If you want this, you pay this. If you want this, and that, you pay. So everything is additional and they're basic. Why would I want to be last boarding and only be able to have a seat when I check in? Because by the time I check in, all the seats could be taken. I'll be stuck with like probably a seat by the bathroom at the very back. Why would I want that? I don't know why Southwest went from, I would have preferred what they did before, which is no assigned seats. You just check in 24 hours prior and you get either boarding A, B, or C, and then
right.
you can sit where you want instead of these higher prices. Now he's saying someone was asking him, what led to the discussion to do away with open seating? And his response was, we knew 80% of our customers wanted assigned seating and
Yes,
88% of customers would not fly with us because
yes.
they could not get assigned seating. But now you get assigned seating, but by the time you're paying out the door the final price, it's like probably $900 for round trip.
To
For
go somewhere that you could get in your car and drive.
I can drive 8 hours to Vegas from San Jose to Vegas, but why would I spend $900? That doesn't make
Exactly.
sense. I mean, people, please answer that. I don't believe it's everyday low pricing. What was everyday low pricing was pre-pandemic,
Yeah.
pre the times that that I could get like a ticket for 100 and some odd dollars round trip, and I got two
Yeah.
free luggages for free.
Yeah. Well, remember well, first, he's crazy. Okay, let's just put him in his little box. He's crazy to think that this is a cheaper option. Um, I also remember, if you had it on your computer, I think it was called um, Southwest Ding. You get a little ding on your computer.
Yes.
And when you heard the ding, you could log in. And like you were just saying, so say tickets were normally $79 one way, you could book both ways. So you didn't have to worry about that. Number two, those tickets would be 48, 58, $100 round trip. Everything was fine. The CEO also said that the reason that 80 and 88% of the people like it better now was when you just walked on the plane, families couldn't sit together. And I thought to myself, you get on the plane, you sit down, you put something in the seat next to you. If there are three of you, you put something in both seats. And then when they get on the plane, they sit down. I mean, I've never heard of family people who were so separated that it was worth them for the fees to go up 200%.
And not only that, families with young kids, they get to board together.
Yes. And they get to board early, or seniors, especially if you require, like when my mom would travel, just order the wheelchair because I didn't have to worry about running through the airport and dragging her. This way I knew she's a senior, she got early boarding, so that was good. The other thing that I thought was very interesting with Southwest is effective January 27th. Now, we all know that they have reduced the size of seats to get more passengers on the plane. If you cannot comfortably sit in a single seat with the armrest down, they are going to force you to buy another ticket on the plane at a higher premium.
So how are they going to do that? Like you can't fit, they give you another buckle. You know how they give you the buckle extenders?
Well, they used to do the expansion buckles, but now they're going to make you buy another seat. And so that you can have the expansion of two seats.
So how do they
Most of the time,
determine that? Before you get on the plane?
well, I'm sure when you check in, they look you over and they think, Can they fit? Can't they fit?
Oh my
So, once again, that is going to take away someone's desire because, I mean, could you imagine Michael Strahan? He has to do a quick jot from LA to San Jose to do some work. So he hops on a plane, and Mike is walking down the aisle, and they're looking at him and they're thinking to them, there ain't no way. The seats are too small. So, are they going to pull him aside and say, yo, Mike, you got to buy another seat? And I know you paid 79, we'll even make it better, closer to prices. You paid $179 for this seat, but you're going to have to pay $300 to get that extra one so you have a little elbow room. Horrible.
Well, I'm thinking because Michael Strahan has so much money, he wouldn't even care. I'm thinking more like people that are everyday average Joe that may
No,
not
Mike,
have that
and
extra
Mike, you know
money.
I love you. Michael is cheap. Somebody said at one time Michael probably has the first dollar he ever made. I don't know if you remember, he was dating Eddie Murphy's ex-wife, Nicole, and she went on a show. Sports people like Basketball and Wives, Football and Wives. And she
Yeah.
went to Louis Vuitton and she tried on a pair of shoes. And she said, what color does it come in? And they said three other colors. And she took Mike's black credit card and handed it to the person and bought all those shoes. I would say within a month they were done. Mike is he doesn't just willy-nilly throw his money away.
So he
So
separated from her because she bought those shoes.
well, because I mean, number one is flaunting his business.
Right.
The fact that he had the card. He's a very quiet, private person. So she just made some mistakes. But the most important one was, why are you going to buy four pair of Louis Vuittons? They're not $10 a pair.
Well, no.
That was just, yeah, that was just kind of going too far.
Okay.
So I just think Southwest is kind of biting itself in the butt on
Yeah.
this one.
No. The
I
CEO is
I do.
delusional and the flights everywhere are expensive, up the wazoo. And
Yes.
I'm not even sure when I'm going to be flying next. It's a
Yeah.
question because it's so
Yeah.
expensive.
And the security and the long lines. And there's just so many things going on with airlines right now. I agree with you. I have no desire to get on a plane.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yep, yep, yep. Lastly, we're going to just quickly talk about the weather. Here in Northern California, we had a crazy weekend. Lots of rain. Roads were flooding. My husband and I, we were out on the Freeway 880 in Oakland, and we hit a water. And it went up over the car. Then the car next to us put water on us. We couldn't even see. We just prayed to God. We weren't going to hit anyone, and no one was going to hit us. In addition, there was weather right now, as of yesterday and going on now, there have been widespread tornadoes in Iowa, Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Little Rock, Chicago, Indianapolis. This is running all the way of just tornadoes. I mean, and not little tornadoes. People are walking out and their homes are completely destroyed. It's really awful. And then on the East Coast, closer to like Nashville, it's 87 degrees. So we're going from, we're out here, it's like 67, 68. In the middle is probably 70. And then you get to the East Coast and they're in the 80s. Charlotte, North Carolina, 89 degrees. Washington, D.C., 91 degrees. Maine, 86 degrees. And just to give you a perspective, those degrees are 25 degrees higher than what it would normally be. Yet don't nobody want to talk about global warming, yet we definitely have a problem here. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the citizens because it's devastating to have everything you've worked your whole life for taken away in an instance. And these weather situations are getting progressively worse. So we have to figure out how to do a better job taking care of Mother Earth.
And we're in spring right now. So that doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. I mean, I can understand rain because some April showers bring May flowers, but I cannot understand
Yes.
why we're having like to the extreme of one end to the other. Doesn't make sense. As
Exactly.
Gloria said, global warming, nobody wants to talk about it, but we've been talking about it for so long. I mean,
For years, and we're going to continue to talk until people listen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We need to get something done, and it has to be done um, where people
Soon.
will understand the repercussions of what they're doing to our planet Earth.
All
Well, I
right.
wanted to talk about something that we had talked about a long time ago. And this happened last year around 4th of July. And do you remember we talked about the flooding that happened at Camp Mystic? And it happened where more than 800, sorry, where many of the girls that were in the camp there was a flooding and many of the girls got killed there. And I want
Yeah.
to do an update because right now we are in April, and in in a month or whenever it starts, there's going to be more
I think
than
it's
800
June. Is
girls.
it June when they
Yeah,
start
June.
back?
There's going to be more than 800 girls enrolled in this summer camp this year. I mean,
I can't
they're
believe it.
already enrolled. It's not they're going to be enrolled, they're already enrolled. I see, for me, I don't understand. I would not be enrolling my child knowing what happened last year. And many of the families of the girls that were killed last year are saying, are wanting the judge to stop them from doing this camp. And then
Yeah.
one of the girls, the only girl from last year whose body was not found, the dad wants a camp not to reopen because he wants to preserve that scene. He wants to preserve it. And they're saying that this summer, the camp director saying this summer they're going to have a memorial held in honor of the flood victims, but it's not going to be on the Guadalupe River, but higher on the hill. Now, I don't know about any other parents, but again, I would not be enrolling my child to go to this camp knowing what could happen. And just because you could say, though, this could have been just a one time thing. But because I know what the weather has been doing over the last couple of years and the global warming, I'm not going to chance it. There's so many other camps that you could send your child to. Why risk it? It doesn't make sense. So that's why I want to do this update because it was horrific, and I want to know what your thoughts are. Would you send your child here? I would not. And that was the update that I had for this camp Mystic.
Yeah. It's really sad. So it actually opens May 30th. That's why I was thinking June 1st, but it's
Right,
May
May
30th.
30th.
And they have like um 6 weeks of whatever the terms are. I think that's what they call them. Yeah, they're called like terms.
Okay.
And it will run from May 30th through August 9th. And for me, they've done nothing to repair the damage that caused the loss of lives. So how can you just reopen the camp saying it's not going to rain as hard as it rained? It, it's just it's scary. It's heart. It's just it's scary. I mean, why would you send your child there? And I understand that this camp is infamous for what it's been able to accomplish in the lives of young girls. However, that last term was not very happy, was not very successful. So Rosetta and I hope that the people in power are going to really make sure that they're good and they have services laid out. Because trust me, if what happened the last time reoccurs, it's not going to be oh oh, we're sorry that you didn't know, all is good. It's going to be a different
Well,
conversation.
they don't have any control over the weather. Nobody does.
No, no.
And it's too close to the
Eh,
Guadalupe River to chance it.
yeah. And just think about the rain we had here in the Bay Area last weekend. We don't normally get rain like that where it rains so fast that we have flooding all over the freeway.
I say it's better to be safe
So
than
you
sorry.
can't plan on it's never going to happen. Absolutely. I completely agree.
Yep.
Wow. Well, thank you all for hanging out with us. We had a lot to share. We had a lot to talk about. I hope we gave you some aha moments, and I hope it makes you think as we go forward, preparing for a season of voting. Make sure we take care of our children and we look at things long term. Don't look at what's here, look long term so you make the best decisions. We want you to know that we feel the love that you send to us by hanging out with us, and we send it back to you all
Bubbling over.
bubbling over.
Yes, yes, yes. And we're so glad that you could stay with us till the end of our chat. And if you want us to discuss anything, put it in the chat below. And I'm going to put, don't forget the teas that we're drinking because we love them. Today we drank Herbal Cup, all organic
I
Ayurveda.
know.
We'll
I
put it in the
know.
description below. And I'll also put the link to all the Artemis II mission images if you'd like to see them. Yes.
Nice.
And don't forget, if you haven't already, hit the thumb icon, which shows us that you liked our video. Subscribe to our channel, which helps the algorithm, and we'll do more of these chats. And hit the bell notification so you can be the first to view our videos when they're ready to be seen.
Yes.
We are so grateful. We are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. There you go. And remember
And remember
to
to
always
always
keep
keep
smiling.
smiling.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.